everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. Is a really special video. As some of you know, if you've seen my other flip through videos, you know that this is hard for me. It's exposing, it's emotional, brings up stuff from the past, but you guys absolutely love it, and I love sharing with you. I just ask that you give me your sensitivity, your love. The closer we get to the present moment, the harder these get for me to share, because the closer they are to where I really am in my life. But you guys know that I love honesty and I love sharing with you all, so I am honored to share these with you. So this is my 2015 flip through. You'll see the earlier journals. I like to start really, my brain starts in September. So yes, even though the first few are from 2014, technically this is 1 year for me. For some reason, I always end up moving in August or September and starting over. So if you want to just see my kind of trajectory, check out the 2014 video when I was moving to Detroit. And then this yellow journal is my summer notebook for moving out of Detroit and figuring out where I wanted to live, which is Baltimore. So I'm going to show you, we'll start here and we'll work all the way through. This orange one is a teaser because technically it should be in my next video, but it has an important little detail that you will see. So stay to the end of this video to see what happened at the end of Baltimore. So this is from June. So this is technically this summer, 2014. These are all the places I went. Summer of transition. So I was in Baltimore, New Jersey, upstate New York, back on Long Island, Bald Head Island, Bellmead, New Jersey, Baltimore, back to Lewisburg, which is where I went to school. I went to Bucknell in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. It was my year of yes. So I'm just gonna flip through. I don't like to plan these videos because I just kind of like to read honestly for you guys what comes up. As you can see, my journaling style is just straight writing. So another moment alone to reflect. These are so important. Whew, I had a dream that Nyla was freezing in the snow, all four legs up like a deer. I picked her up by her legs and dragged her where I could warm her. In the same dream, the girls of the 9 and a couple others were sent by our moms to Bald Head, but it wasn't Bald Head, it was like Detroit, to work out our problems. So you can see I'm really processing a lot of trauma that happened to me in Detroit. Ooh, what is this? Devising tools, model forums. Oh, so this is when I studied at some theater techniques that summer. So this also kind of became my little notebook for note taking. Here's a little bracelet that I wore that summer. I'm really happy about the apartment situation. It's been such a whirlwind leaving here. Let's see, what the heck is this? Oh, this is our camp schedule. Oh, so I started teaching at a theater camp. I think this is my first year, yeah, at a farm. It's really special to me. It's a group of kids. Ooh, what is this? Me and CJ are sitting on some kind of island watching a city, New York, Baltimore. Suddenly we see the super thick gray block of a cloud and realize the city is being bombed. We are at a school. So guys, I'm having pretty disturbing dreams. Welcome to this video. Oh gosh, I'm pretty dark. My stomach rumbled. I wonder if me and CJ will be able to make it to New York City. He hasn't mentioned a desire to go in. It could be fun though. A lot of, you know, not everything is epic. That's kind of the point. Cramping and I'm fickle. 4th of July. A lot of just like, need some space, can't decide if I'm tired. Can't decide if I'm tired, hungry, or thirsty, or maybe just period moody, probably all of the above, hence I need some space. Not sure what's going on with my body, but it doesn't feel good. So you can just see yes. Okay. All this means, year of yes, all this means is that we will go to Baltimore with a say yes attitude about life, the people we meet, the connections we make. The year of yes is about saying yes to as many things as possible, welcoming new opportunities and experiences and friendships. Yes, yes, yes. A hot summer together, a happy summer as a couple and as people. How do I make goals and how do I make sure I get it done? I want Katie to, I don't know, what are you talking about? This journal would go crazy fast if I wrote in it. Yeah, this journal took me a surprisingly long time. It's not that thick as you could tell, but I didn't like how I was constantly fighting with this journal to like lay open flat. It was really frustrating. I covered the cover because I hated it. Let's see. Oh, camp, planning for camp. Well, here I am. I'm trying to blame my lack of writing on this uncomfy journal, but something tells me that's not quite fair. And a little hungry for some reason. I went to the farmer's market today and forgot that Nyla can't come inside. It was fun anyways. I met a guy who was doing a cool art project. Oh my gosh, my handwriting is so messy here. Usually when my handwriting gets messy, it follows my emotions, so something's going on. Sparks flying through the air. I have so many responsibilities. I have none at all. Sadness is a burden. Yuckiness shall prevail. Relationships are a dog. Oh my gosh, I don't... Whoa! What does this even say? Who really knows anything anyway? My pet peeve is when the internet does not work well. I don't understand this and it drives me nuts. Bonkers, bazooka, bubblegum, just playing with words too. Topics that interest me, so I was really grappling and struggling with college or graduating still. Feeling really lost. I tried to plan short-term goals in 6 years. Geez, when I'm 30. I wanted to be a culture artist. Cook good food. Pottery is a hobby. TED Talk. I'm gonna be on Krista Tippett on Being podcast if you guys know it. Culture project. Weird transition journal. Lover's Moon Regenerator? Oh, those are tarot cards I pulled. Let go, peace, let go. Topics. Oh, this is all camp stuff. Hey, Mr. Man. Yes, it's me. What? It's the moment you've been really waiting for. You started. I have no idea what this means. I kind of like this light. What do you guys think? Oh, that's a Dispatch reference. Hey, Mr. Man. Oh, got it. Finally answering. I claim the next 4 pages. They're mine today and mine alone. I'm not most comfortable on this bench. It's gorgeous outside. Huh. Yeah, so this was a weird summer. I don't know. I loved camp, but I was so lost. Oh, kids are in my journal. Yeah, and I got sick of it and wanted to finish it, so I started to double space it because I was like, they said I wish for more wind in the trees. What did I mean by that? Keep writing, keep writing. I resorted to double lining, which is less usually appealing, but it gets the job done. I have an impulse to spend money that I don't have. Tomorrow the job search begins again. I can do it differently this time. So again, just so unbelievably lost and unsure. I don't know what's in here. Little notes. I'm grateful for the summer, blessed with these moments and experiences, late night walks under moonlight, laughter till tears, love like no other. I've been blessed with the time to heal and connect with me again. Thank you, God, for moments, the adventure of it all. I'm here and present on the ride continues. Guys, I don't know. I'm so lost. Post-college is hard. This guy is so cute. It has this adorable pocket in the top where I kept my birthday cards and stuff. It's so cute. I don't remember where I got this guy. And of course, why don't these companies put their names on it? It has literally no name on it. That's so frustrating. And nothing on the back. Huh. I'll let you know if I can find where I got this. That makes me really sad, because this is such a cutie. But as you can see, it has these dates up top. It'll say January through December and then numbers, so you just circle it. How cute is that? So this is when I first officially moved to Baltimore. These pages are super yummy and like recycled. I dedicate this journal to myself. Let it out, make it rain. Just would like to note that I wrote that dedication on October 16, 2014, the last day in this journal. The entire time I wrote in here, I left this page blank for a reason that I didn't understand. If you read the last entry and flip back here, more will be revealed. Ooh, I kind of want to just do that right now. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm grateful for the support I've gotten over the past few months from friends and family. You've helped me to feel less alone, and last, but certainly not least, I would like to thank the books and authors that have accompanied my spirit in dark days and nights. I've traveled with you all. I just reread it and it doesn't sound as good as I thought it would. I probably should have talked more about CJ because he really is my grace and joy and push in a lot of ways. I feel blessed to have him. I don't want to spend my last page criticizing myself. I'm sure I'll reread that later and think, wow, I was a boss. That's great. Maybe then I will actually have to write an acknowledgement page in my new novel and copy that word for word. from this 2014 journal. Who knows? Anything is possible. Another journal is coming and going, and I'm savoring the moment, yet at the same time trying not to think so hard about the perfect ending, for there is no ending, nor is anything perfect, right? I suppose the last page feels final no matter how much I try not to think about it. The feeling in my stomach, that feeling in my stomach. Maybe I'm just kind of hungry. My secret wish, my secret thought, honestly, let this read like a whisper. I feel good in this moment. Is this the medication, or am I actually getting well? I hope with the end of this journal comes the end of sadness, but I'm not confident of that. But all the same, wouldn't that be great? Oh, that's really sad, Tina. Okay. Okay, so here we go. As you guys could infer from that, this is when I realized at this period that I was, my sadness was more than just Detroit and transition. My sadness was deeper than that. Whew. This feels like my next kahuna. Oh boy, haha, definitely not how that's spelled. I've been ready for a new journal for some time now. If you're reading these straight through chronologically, no further explanation needed. If not, my last journal was pretty uncomfy, so I was looking forward to this change. I've been debating with this journal using the opposite side as a place to draw and decorate. Art journal, if that's a word. Before I even knew about that. So then I was just testing it out. These little drawings, testing out how it felt. How can I want to just throw it all away in just an instant? Yeah. Oh, my mom's peach kuchen recipe. Just trying to figure out my relationship. We were really struggling. This was a pretty good epiphany of how I felt chaos. And then this kind of wander. Is journaling still included in my priorities? Remember, before I'm 30, I wanted to be a culture artist. Like, the guys' goals need to be clear. Like, what the heck is a culture artist? I don't know. Full-time freelance work, self-development, and community. What? Somehow CJ gathered that both of us have a similar fear, not going for it 100%. We can blame each other. We fought a lot. Art that I wanted to do. This is before I started this YouTube channel. I wanted to do this, like Raven. Oh my god, I forgot about this. I wanted to become this like character and like walk on the street like dressed up as this like raven and try to make art from people. I don't even know. I needed to do a lot of journaling at this time. I started a blog, I think, back in the day. Drew out my ideal desk. I wrote a lot. Drew a lot. Think fun, adventure, discovery, magic. So I was really trying to... I was really grappling with, interesting. This became like to-do lists. And then this became more writing. Guys, I don't even know. Thinking, living, trying not to clench, and only do good in the world. I don't know. I like to live in my journals, so even if I skip a page, I try to go back in and fill it up. It's important to honor the impulse, whatever it may be. Go for it, go for it. It's just a blank page awaiting until it can behold something. Continue to listen to thyself, myself. Some of these are funny. I was really just struggling with my relationship, struggling with everything. I was feeling very paralyzed. It's me lying on a bed with just this like blackness of nothing underneath. A lot of triggers were coming up, and this is when I started to seek help for depression. Oh, this is cool. I at one point tried to start a blog where I would do everything handwritten. So I'd write it in my journal and then take pictures of it and post it. Again, there's just a lot of creative projects that didn't come to fruition. I was just really lost. Stay busy, reconnect with my inner child. I adore my dog, connect with Morgan. So sometimes I just needed to list. Relationships are up and down. It's all good. I'm blessed. Jubilation. Jubilation. I love Cecilia by Simon and Garfunkel. It's such a happy song. So I danced around a lot to that. Yeah. You guys, this is hard. This is hard to read just because I'm so sad. And I really lived in here. Really lived in here. This is when I started to learn how to, some tarot cards. I did a big self mandala. I started to learn the ukulele. Just, good morning. Just around the river bend. Had a dream that I got cast as Elphaba, except I couldn't sing any of the songs. Well, not all of them. This was in college. I went on to discover or think up the idea to include everyone. Just remember that Kat was there. I hugged and hugged and hugged her. I wanted her to have a part. Why are we all not prepared for life out of college? How does one actually make this transition? I still feel so lost. I don't want to say my sadness is because of life after college, but I do think that this transition affects everyone. Keep writing. I want to fill this notebook. 1 page a day with scribble scrabble is what I've been doing. That's okay, that's okay. I just need to get into the zone. Started to learn ukulele. That was really helpful. My hand feels stiff. Yesterday I worked a double shift. This is when I used to work at a restaurant in a theater, so I was kind of getting back into the theater. This is a list of what I wanted to talk to my therapist about. Dream from last night. God, I had really vivid dreams about theater. Like, I was just processing a lot of trauma, and I was really, really dark and down. Ugh, alone for some time tonight. Should have gone to yoga, but I didn't think about it. I'm glad I don't live in New York City. That would be stressful. Writing is fun because I feel exhausted. Because it is. I feel exhausted. Maybe I should take this at night. It's not. Not all of my journals are family friendly, you guys. And they shouldn't be, you know. Elements of a memorable book. Oh, that's cool. Hit a note. Imagine a world created in my head. Tension of keeping a secret character for the whole book. Length. Longer books require more investment in dream time. Strong spiritual, moral, interesting framework. A real character. Incompleteness in the story. My dreams. I tried to figure out what I dream about. Slept with anxiety, woke with anxiety. I bulldozed through 100 pages of an anxiety-ridden book last night about old people. Oh my god, I hated that book. I read some weird book. Blonde, blue-eyed boy, all black dress pants. Oh my god! Ordered 2 salmon tartines. I love salmon tartines. Ate every bite of it. Was with his grandma. So I started watching people, like people watching at the restaurant and taking notes on people. And guys, this is when, so it's October 13th. Oh my god, that's today. Oh, that's so cool. That's the day I'm filming this video. I started to develop characters or see characters at the restaurant. That was one of the best things about working at that restaurant. It was hard emotionally because I was like around theater and that's very triggering for me at times. But this is when I started to discover characters and I was slowly prepping for NaNoWriMo, and this was my first novel. Oh, so excited. So let's get to the next one. So this journal, guys, this journal I absolutely hated. It is like so junky. Let me see if I can find it. Totally fell apart. Totally fell apart. I had to tape it. It was so awful and not fun. Let's see. Gartner Studios. I think I got it at Target. I absolutely hated it. As you can see, look at this. I basically just like wrote massively in it because I just wanted it to be over with. Whoa, this has been a long vacation. I got too many journals to count for Christmas this year. Yeah, so I was just like ready to move out of this. I hated it. It was nice because it like laid flat, but then it broke. So that was frustrating. Yeah, so there's really not that much interesting in here. I felt like, oh, this is all books I wanted to read. Like, I really was just trying to get rid of this journal. So that happens sometimes, and I'm too stubborn to just stop. I just like force myself to finish it, which now looking back, I probably would do differently, but I just hated it. I hated this journal, so nothing really good came out of here. And I didn't like, I designed the cover and I don't like it. Like, it's some bomb going off. It was just so depressing and dark, and that's kind of where I was at that time in my life. And then we go into the moleskins. So I got these moleskins. I got my first moleskin for Christmas that year, and it is massive. Here's like a traditional A5 Lecturum, and this is like the bigger size. And I would never be drawn to this now, but at the time it was like heaven to me, and it was the first moleskin I had ever gotten for Christmas. So this is from January to April, and this is when I was in Baltimore. And again, you guys, like, look at this. It's just straight freaking writing. Oh my God. Oh my God. I feel like I'm not like giving many details right now about my life. Let me see if I can find some stuff to share. Cradled this baby already for weeks, too afraid to start to write a word. My left-handed self is battling this cover a bit now. Yeah, so you know, it took some working in. I was 24. I just still felt really lost, was dealing with some trauma from high school a lot. And I was still medicated for depression at this point. I went through NaNoWriMo, and that was an amazing experience. I wrote my first novel, and I felt like, oh, it just gave me such purpose. So at this point, what I would do every day is I would go to this cafe, and I would write, and I would write and write and write and write, and I would edit my novel. That was my goal, because this is, you know, February. My goal was to edit the novel, and I would take this with me. Trying something new just for fun. I feel like I'm mourning the loss of this 3-week break, not a break. Let it be known that it was a massive lesson. Just because we are not working doesn't mean we don't have work to do. Oh, I was starting to try to freelance, and it wasn't working because I didn't have, you know, I was trying to quit my job and just like start a business. Whereas instead of doing both at the same time, which is basically what I'm doing now with YouTube, I work, I'm in school, and I make videos for you guys. And you know, I'd love for this to be a job, but, oh my gosh, our anniversary. So I'd love for this to be, for YouTube to be a job, but I'm not at a place where I can do that. At this point, at this point in time, I thought that like, oh, I could just do YouTube, or I didn't even think of YouTube. I could just like become a writer somehow and like not work. It was not very logical. My relationship was very toxic, you guys. I didn't know it. I was in total denial, but my relationship was very, very toxic. And I didn't realize that a lot of my sadness was coming from this depression. Oh, this is my, some novel planning, and oh, I finished editing, and I made these little family trees. Time is flying. I feel like these days are just going by and by. Guess this is what settling into a new place feels like. So this is when I really started to settle into Baltimore. I'm back tonight. I don't know what I want to write about. I just feel like writing. I wonder how many times I can renew a library book. So far I've done those 3 times, I think. You know, and oh, I read Jane Eyre, and this was the time I read Harry Potter for the first time. I know I'm like really behind, but I had such a great time. It's just studying past relationships, forgiving my music teacher for a lot of trauma, stuff like that. Feeling sad today. Having nothing to lose is something to lose. I wish I could write like this in my English class. Morgan said that upon reading the first page of my novel. I'm back to blue. Oh yeah, I switched back to blue. You can see I'm just playing around in here a lot, trying to figure out what I want. Whoa. I'm so angry. I'm not trying not to cry. It's so stupid, but work stuff sucks right now. The walk-in froze all of our food in a classic moment. Oh, just job stuff. Yeah, so this is where I was working at the restaurants and the bar, and it was stressful, but nice in a way. Whoa. So much for the 7-year pen. Oh yeah, do you guys remember the 7-year pen? That was big a few years ago. And like, it just totally barely lasted like a couple weeks. It was so bad. Made me so frustrated. I kept trying. I kept like returning it. It was such a fail. Ugh. Maybe there's a holistic doctor in Baltimore that I could see for this. Maybe that would help. I don't know. My friends are planning a weekend trip to Maine at the end of the summer, and he's being really formal about it, like just random. Oh, and this is when I started to like discover veganism. So at this point I was vegetarian. I've been vegetarian for like 4 or 5 years. No, maybe 3 years. Yeah, oh my god, that's so fun. Yeah, so I started to kind of get really into learning about veganism and seeing if I could do this transition. I did a lot of research before I went vegan. Let's see. Dip my toes in the fresh spring grass that has brought about such pain, but also a rebirth, a chance for peace. I want to reform my statements into questions and my fears to calm. I want to feel my 2 feet on the earth and my fellow humans doing the same. I may not know what peace looks like, but I know it has to start from within me. The helicopters and sirens are still flaring on and off for 3 days now. Oh, this was during the riots in Baltimore. I was there. I'll be ready to head to Virginia for the weekend. It's been a lot to be here, a lot on the mind and heart. I think I'll recopy that and send it around. We'll see. Everyone wants to stand on the soapbox of social media for a little piece of the spotlight. I've wanted to hide within myself. All I can say is that this is a new experience for me, but I think it will continue. Something has changed in the earth, and I can't help but feel like the floodgates are open, open, open. What can I do but sit on my wood floor and try to hear the cries of the mother over the helicopters? Our earth is hurting. I feel her pain. I want to help her heal. So I will do my best to spread the peace that I feel within myself and my connection with her. Let us break bread together. Let us turn off the TV and try to feel the energy. See? I'm talking in commands to the people. It's so easy to do. For now, I will do my best to pray. So that was during the riots. That was really hard. We were in lock-in and stuff. And I just thought, oh my God, this is all one entry. Did I write all of this? Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is all one entry. Gosh. I want a miracle. I want a miracle to happen, something magical and mystifying and oh so holy, so that all the people in all stretches of the world are reminded of our boundless love and creation. We are all one. So I was also like in a very religious phase of my life. Not that I'm not like religious and or spiritual now, but yeah, I don't know. So this was very different back then. I was really clinging to something for security, and I don't know. It was a hard time, as you guys can see. So this is a failed attempt at trying to kind of do this pressed flowers. At one point I thought I wanted to start like an Etsy shop and start a business of like decorating journals with these flowers. So I tried this resin thing and it totally did not work. And it's super like thick off the page. It's like it was such a fail. Christmas, or I don't remember when. Again, you guys, all just writing. This one I actually did not finish, and you will see why when I show you guys my last journal of the year. Yeah, so I just went right from one moleskin to the next. It's very sweet. So this is May, and you guys can start to see that things start to change. I start to get really antsy in Baltimore, and I start to feel again like I'm so lost. I'm so unbelievably lost at this time in my life that I just continued to move because I was hoping that location would fill my confusion and would fill my loneliness and fill my isolation. So I kept thinking, oh, like once I move, I'll feel better. Once I move to a new place, I'll feel better again. Obviously that wasn't the answer. So I started to become obsessed with this idea of getting a camper, and I found one on Craigslist and I got a trailer. I have really mixed feelings about this. It was like this adorable camper trailer that was from 1976, I believe. And it's just this vintage little camper, and so I bought it, got a trailer hitched to my car, and was going to hitch and like travel the country. Lots of change happening in my life. More will be revealed soon. In the meantime, let's talk about writing during times of transition. With so much going on, it can be easy to let the creative slip. My big tip is to carve out reasonable time. Of course, we want to write for hours on end, but for a few weeks, if all you can manage is 15 minutes of writing a day, do it and love yourself for it. Oh, this is when I was still trying to blog, I guess, a little bit. But basically, am I meeting my own anger with tenderness? Whew. This is from the doctor. She said that. That's good. Testing out a new pen. Did not end up liking this. It was too thick and chunky. Couldn't even read it afterwards. So guys, my plan was to move with my significant other into this camper, travel the country, somehow like make an amazing business. He was a musician, a rapper, and wanted to go on tour. And our plan was to just basically go on tour, make money, and live on the road. Does your heart ache because you want to make something beautiful that bad? Doing my thing here at Center Stage. Oh, that's where I worked in Baltimore. I slept with my braces on. Oh, my wrist braces. I was really struggling with carpal tunnel too at this time. My hands hurt. I was writing so much. So I quit that job slowly. Went back to camp. I prepared for camp that summer. And then I started to become obsessed with getting engaged, because at that point I'd been dating my significant other for three and a half years. Yeah, stupid boyfriend. I was looking for his approval again. Get me out of this trap. I don't want to care what he thinks. I was very angry. It was a very toxic relationship. There are 3 big stories that we follow: rags to riches, weddings, soulmates, etc., marriage, kids, retirement. For different reasons, all of these equate to success. What makes someone successful? Lived a life worth living in America. The ingredients to a good life, soup, if you will. I have a couple problems with these big pot stories. What? These big stories? Melting pot stories. They're overused and tired. They create false expectations we fail if we don't live up to, and we have limited cultural stories compared to how many people we have. So we were really struggling, like, do we get married? Do we want to get married? I really, really wanted to get married, and I was pushing it a little bit, and well, probably more than a little bit. Again, I was feeling, oh, I started to Marie Kondo. I want my space to feel intentional. Why? I want to feel in control, like I choose to make things happen. I want to be a mindful person because I want to really mean what I say and do. I want my space to reflect the care I have for myself. That was fun. So this is when KonMari came out. I was obsessed with that, jumped on that train right away. Basically throughout all of my stuff, what I didn't know, I was basically clearing out my life, clearing out all the toxicity out of my life. And it started with my stuff. And you'll see where this goes. What it feels like to have a depressive episode. Oh, so this is me just in the thick of it. I welcome the ground. I don't know, I was just really, wow. A lot of pain. Again, like I feel like I'm not saying anything new. This is the summer. We are preparing to leave. I started a new novel, which I called The Lost Novel. I set up a box in the cafe and asked people, what is something that you lost that you never got back? And I started this new book based off of other people's stories. It was fun. It was definitely an epic fail. Like, I wouldn't pick that book up again, but I'm really glad I did it. At this time, I became obsessed with emergency kits. It sounds really weird, but I literally was obsessed with preparing for the camper on the emergency kit side rather than like how to, I don't know, make money. And see, it slowly started. I originally started the channel to like document our travels on the road. I was very idealistic, very unrealistic about what would happen on the road. This entry was like the last time, like right before I left Baltimore, and then we moved into the camper, and I did not write that entire time. I did not journal once, which is really, really, really weird for me. As you can see, I stopped this journal because I felt like, well, there were some things in there, because I felt like I was on a new journey, which I was. So this journal I'm going to save for next time, but basically all you need to see, that's my index, is that. So I'm gonna leave you a nice cliffhanger. I wanted to start a new journal because I felt like this was a new chapter in my life, and it most certainly was, because I was engaged and living at this point still in the camper. More will be revealed. This is all what I will share with you next time as the story of my life continues, I suppose. So that being said, I hope that you are really kind with me and understand that this is really personal, and please keep your comments kind down below, especially as you know, as I get closer to where I am now. This is really tough stuff. And keep journaling, everybody. I know it's hard. It's hard. You don't have to share your journals on the internet like I do. That is quite, it's tough. It's tough. It's very exposing. I always feel like really awkward and uncomfortable in these videos. I'm like, oh, thank you all for watching, sending lots of love, and keep journaling. Peace.